It's an incredible process. Hurricane Rita.
As you can see, that rain and wind continuing to just pound us here in the New Orleans area. This is really some of the worst weather that we've seen throughout the day today, and the fear is that this area might get the worst edge of Hurricane Rita and again overflow those levees. One thing we do want to tell you, we did go out to the St. Bernard Parish area today, which was very heavily hit during Hurricane Katrina. They feel they can only withstand about a 5 to 6 foot storm surge. They've been working tirelessly to repair those levees, but just whether or not they can hold, they will have to wait and see. Live in New Orleans, Kerry Cott, CBS 4 News.
And there's more fallout in New Orleans in advance of Rita. The 2 Carnival ships that are docked there, housing police officers and rescue workers, are pulling up anchor. We took you on board the ships last weekend with an exclusive look at how the ships are being used in the recovery effort. The ships Ecstasy and Sensation will move at least 300 miles from Rita's center of circulation.
CBS 4's Mike Kirsch, Kerry Cott, and Brian Andrews will continue to chase Rita. Look for their live reports before, during, and after Rita's landfall.
Other news now, relief for a South Florida family after 2 siblings, a 6-year-old boy and his 5-year-old sister, are found safe and sound. The 2 went missing yesterday afternoon. CBS 4's Leave Davalos live in Miami with the story. Leave.
Well, while the kids are found, they still have not been reunited with their mother. DCF is still interviewing the children just to make sure everything at home is as it should be. It has been a long day and night for worried mother Alexandra Prosper, worried about her children, 5-year-old Rachel and 6-year-old Gershom, after they went missing after school on Wednesday. She says she can't wait to see them.
When you're just walking in, somebody tell you, yes, your children is missing. What are you going to do? You're going to look like someone who don't know what to think.
Prosper says her boyfriend was late picking her kids up at North Miami Elementary, but was sure they would never leave with strangers. Turns out she was right. The kids walked with a 5th grade friend to his home. Miami-Dade County School Board spokesperson Joe Garcia says that the boy's uncle then called another family friend to pick them up for the night.
They stayed overnight at this home in the city of Miami, and this morning a student who's related to the friend whose house they were at last night came in and told the officials at the school, oh yeah, those 2 walked home with me yesterday.
Police found the kids safe at the home at 8275 Northeast Miami Court. Miami police say the confusion stemmed from the fact that when Prosper's family lived near the school, she worked the overnight shift, so friends routinely watched her children. They didn't call her because they thought she was at work.
Sounds like a huge misunderstanding by a lot of, good-hearted people that really wanted to help Mom out, but just nobody called Mom and told her what was going on.
Now, we are told that the children and the mother should be reunited sometime this evening. In the meantime, police say they will not file any charges against anyone in this case. We are live at the Miami Police Department. Leave Davalos, CBS 4 News.
And now just into the news desk. What we reported last night is now official. The Heat sign a new player. CBS 4's Kim Bocamper now with the details for us. Kim?
That's right. The Heat do make it official, adding all-star point guard Gary Payton to an already potent roster. Payton, a 9-time All-Star, will provide the Heat with much-needed depth at point guard. Known as the glove for his defensive prowess, Payton averaged 11 points and 6 assists while starting 77 games for the Celtics last season. During that time, Payton became the 29th player to score 20,000 career points. Now, Payton is expected to receive a veteran minimum contract, what the Heat believe is a real steal. Kim Bocamper, CBS 4 Sports.
Tonight, Judge John Roberts is one step closer to becoming the next Chief Justice of the United States. Today, the Senate Judiciary Committee voted 13-5 in favor of sending Roberts' nomination to the full Senate. The White House hopes to have him seated by October 3rd when the Supreme Court begins its new session. The Senate vote is set for next week.
And we continue to follow the latest on Hurricane Rita and the mass exodus from Houston. These are pictures of the wall-to-wall traffic out of the city. We'll take you back live coming up.
Also ahead, one person is killed when a runaway car slams into a crowd on the Las Vegas Strip, and it may not have been an accident.
A South Florida family says goodbye to a 4-year-old boy as police look at a possible case of child abuse.
And live pictures here of our Ask the Experts panel. They're taking your questions tonight on stomach ulcers. You can call in until 6:30 at 305-597-4404.
Delta takes drastic steps to cut costs, a move that could affect jobs right here in South Florida.
But first, a 3-hour scare in the air ends with a terrifying and amazing emergency landing. Tonight we're hearing from the passengers who thought they'd never make it out alive. That's next.
iPod porn. See how the gadget that changed how you listen to music is being used in a new X-rated way. And what's even more shocking, it's free to anyone, including your kids. Sex Spies, tonight at 11 on CBS 4 News. Their driving records, shocking. Their licenses, suspended. But that doesn't keep them off our streets.
As a judge, there are people I would like to put in jail and don't.
Why not? You won't believe this one. License to Kill, tomorrow at 11 on 4.
Ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford. You wanna take a ride, wanna come aboard? You gotta ride it like a Ford.
You know you wanna ride it, and right now you can. Because an 05 Ford Expedition offers family plan savings of over $10,300. With its available power-fold third-row seat, you can load it as easy as you ride it. So get to your South Florida Ford dealer for family plan savings of over $10,300 on Expedition and ride it like a Ford.
You gotta ride it, ride it.
If you love leather, then you won't want to miss Fair's exclusive Natuzzi event. Natuzzi, uncompromising quality and unmatched style. Now, buy the best leather and the newest microfibers on the most perfectly stylish selection of Natuzzi sofas. The best part? Fair's incredible lowest price guarantee. With sofas starting at just $597. Pay no interest 1 year, 24-hour delivery. Fair's exclusive Natuzzi event. Natuzzi, it's how you live.
The 2006 Saturn Ion. Get a new 2006 Saturn Ion starting at $12,490 MSRP with OnStar service standard.
Our best shows tonight on CBS 4. Brought to you by B's fine sponsors. If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
A scare in the air for more than 100 JetBlue passengers watching their ordeal on live television as it unfolded. Tonight, the day after, they're talking about the longest flight of their lives.
It lasted for hours and ended with an amazing emergency landing. CBS 4's Yusila Ramirez reports.
Not only was the entire ordeal caught on camera, but the passengers were watching from their seats thanks to satellite TV. For some, it was scary to watch, for others comforting, but one thing is certain, everyone was glad to be on the ground and are crediting the pilot for a near-perfect landing.
An emotional reunion for some of the JetBlue passengers who finally made it to New York City, their original destination. After some harrowing moments aboard JetBlue Flight 292 last night, they're finally on solid ground and with loved ones.
Everyone was clapping, screaming, like loving the captain.
The flight had just left Burbank Airport in California when the pilot realized he had problems. The front landing gear didn't retract and instead was stuck in a sideways position.
He is continuing to fly this pattern.
For 3 hours, the plane circled the Los Angeles area as the pilot burned off fuel and tried to figure out exactly how and where he was going to land. Meanwhile, TV stations carried the unfolding drama live, and inside the plane, passengers were actually watching on the mini TV sets at their seats.
We were watching the whole time when it was going on. That's really what makes everyone nervous, is the fact that you can actually watch what's going on the news and, and you're actually in the airplane.
On the ground at LAX, fire trucks were ready as the plane made its final approach.
Let's all say a little prayer as this pilot touches down with 139 people.
Experts say the landing was near perfect as the pilot managed to steer the plane straight down the center line. We did see a shower of sparks, but there was no fire, and the relief passengers got off the plane safely.
It was amazing how good the pilot did this landing.
The captain was amazing.
According to a JetBlue spokesperson, the plane is designed to be able to land with front-wheel problems. The airline is now investigating the malfunction along with the FAA and the NTSB. Yusila Ramirez, CBS 4 News.
Some major turbulence tonight for Delta Airlines. 1 week after declaring Chapter 11 bankruptcy, the nation's #3 airline says it will cut up to 9,000 jobs, or 17% of its workforce. It will also streamline its flight schedules, focusing more on international routes. Delta is the #1 carrier at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. No word yet on how many local jobs might be affected.
The mass exodus out of Houston shows no signs of slowing down yet. We have some video here of the thousands seeking safety from Rita's wrath. We'll have the latest live from Houston at 5:30.
The cleanup from Rita still not complete in the Keys, but they have taken a big step forward to welcoming back tourists. CBS 4 is in Key West.
And Brian Norcross will be back with the latest on Rita's forecast track and our weekend forecast. That's next.
Another reminder, our Ask the Experts panel up and running tonight. They're taking your questions about stomach ulcers. So give them a call at 305-597-4404. They will be there until 6:30. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning sponsored by City Furniture. Now offering same-day delivery 7 days a week.
Get the bottom line now during Nissan's model year-end clearance. The bottom line on America's most exciting full line, including Nissan Xterra, Titan, and Z. With 2% financing or $1,500 cash back on the stylish and powerful Nissan Altima. See your Nissan dealer now. Clearance time happens once a year. And that's the bottom line.
Marshall's Law number 6. You can't choose your DNA, but you can always choose your jeans. Designer fall fashions. Fabulous prices you'll fall for. That's Marshall's Law.
Nature's own white wheat. All the nutrition of wheat bread with a look and taste of white.
For a lot of people in Florida, it's not easy crossing the threshold to affordable health care coverage. But now, that's all changing.
I get to see the doctor I want.
I get affordable prescription drugs.
I can afford to cover my family.
My name is Carlos Ramirez.
My name is Gabriel Harris.
Natalia Castellanos, and I'm on United Healthcare.
United Healthcare.
United Healthcare.
We're doing everything we can to bring quality, affordable health care to millions of Floridians.
We've been offering you employee pricing all summer long. Now we're in the final countdown to 0. For the next 10 days, get 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 reasons to wait. Plus a combined cash allowance of up to $4,500 on top of employee pricing plus. And we've still got a huge selection of 05s, like the Hemi-powered Ram, the all-new Dakota with best-in-class interior room, and the Durango with a 5-star frontal crash test rating. Hurry, countdown to 0 ends September 30th at your local Dodge dealer.
Next ET, Denise Richards breaks her silence about sex, love, and secrets. Plus, Sybil Shepherd relives Martha's prison life. And CSI's incriminating makeout session. Next ET. Tonight at 7 on 4.
Brian Norcross joins us now. Brian, it's a great thing to see that evacuation underway in these places, but it's kind of scary too because it's moving so slowly. You don't want these people to get caught.
I mean, it's they said 100 miles at one point, but whatever it is, it's a lot of cars, and the big concern is not getting off the road. So the mayor, I just saw, we're monitoring Houston television here, the mayor was just on television saying, we're going to get you off the road, we're going to get you off the road. But you know those public officials are scared to death because they've got cars running out of gas, cars overheating. They've got to somehow get those people scooped up, but they can't get to the people because the roads are clogged.
So what do they do?
Well, I mean, they're taking people on side roads and they're bringing in buses and tankers. But the good news is this isn't going to happen tomorrow night. They have another day to do it. But it's a lot of nervous people, you can bet. All right, let's go outside here. It's in the mid-80s for the most part. 85 here at Weather Control in West Dade. A little cooler, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, 82. But the stickiness scale, 8.5, extra steamy again today. No rain here, a couple little showers around. Now, look at the real-time Doppler 4 offshore. Here's a pretty good little cluster, still rotating into the hurricane. So it looks like that will bother Miami-Dade and Broward. And down here is a strong feeder band heading up toward the lower Keys. Now, let's go to the radar in motion here and go back to noon and watch it. You can't see it at all. Now, watch it come into view here. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. And it's lifting. You can see it. It goes way down into Cuba. I mean, this is a very, very strong storm. So its influence is over a very large area. So this looks like it's going to sweep up through the lower and middle Keys. That's a very strong band of storms there. So be careful. Very gusty winds with that as well. So here is the hurricane right there. There is the rain with it now already affecting the upper Gulf Coast there. And you'll see that it's still pulling this moisture in over top of us, and therefore pulling the clouds in over top of us. And that's why we had kind of a cloudy day today, and the same thing tomorrow. Cloudy at times and some passing showers. And you see the clouds kind of moving on off toward the hurricane. And still a little bit of moisture around on Saturday, but some sunshine out there, and the ocean breeze continues, and some showers blowing in on that breeze, and a pretty nice ocean breeze on Sunday, but the wind slowly going down over the weekend. Mixture of sun and clouds, and just a few showers around on Sunday, still coming in on the ocean breeze. Here's what's going on right now. A little dip in the jet stream is nudging the hurricane to the north. But here's what may happen as high pressure builds over top of it. That may nudge the hurricane back west a little bit, and then it comes back north. So how all that little S happens, it's just too close to call for Houston and all those areas there. Okay, our forecast then looks like this tonight. Warm and humid, showers and spots down to 79. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Remember, some of those showers could be very heavy in the Keys. Some passing showers tomorrow, same kind of thing as we've had today. 88 for a high. East winds 15 to 20, so still blowing pretty good. Strong hurricane in the Gulf. And then just slowly improving, a little more sunshine, but still a few showers around over the weekend.
All right, Brian, we can get ready for some pumped-up gas prices courtesy of Rita. Hurricane Katrina pushed gas prices above $3 a gallon. Hurricane Rita will likely push them higher. That's because Texas produces more than 25% of total U.S. crude, and a number of the state's refineries have already closed down and ceased production in advance of the storm. Right now, crude oil prices are hovering at about $68 a barrel, approaching the record $70.80 a barrel after Katrina made landfall.
We want to let you know about a spectacular weekend event coming up here in South Florida. CBS 4 and Ocean Drive magazine teaming up with Gloria Estefan, Queen Latifah, and New Orleans' own Emeril Lagasse for a benefit called Miami Rocks for Relief.
It's an effort to raise money for those still suffering from Hurricane Katrina. A performance will be held under the stars behind the Lowe's Hotel for an unforgettable evening of live music and New Orleans cuisine.
The star-studded event happens next Friday, September 30th at the Lowe's Hotel. You still have time to get tickets.
For general tickets, log on to Ticketmaster.com, and for VIP information, you can call 305-639-4552.
Right now, let's turn over to Joy Purdy for a look at what's coming up at 5:30. Joy.
Maggie, we continue tracking Hurricane Rita and that gridlock on the highway as tens of thousands of people flee the Texas coastline. A lesson learned from Hurricane Katrina: if you want people to evacuate, let them take their pets. How this new policy is making a huge difference. It's in our team coverage of Hurricane Rita. Also tonight, a South Florida family says goodbye to a 4-year-old boy, and police are not ready to dismiss this death as an accident. Police say a South Florida window tinting shop was hiding an even shadier operation, and a driver plows onto a crowded Las Vegas sidewalk on purpose. Those stories and more when CBS 4 News at 5:30 starts in a few minutes.
Insider event. Princess Diana's secret lover James Hewitt under hypnosis on the speculation that he may be Prince Harry's father. The new bombshell interview. Then an all-new plus-size beauty pageant. Next Insider. Tonight at 7:30 on 4.
Everybody's watching CBS Thursday. On CSI, brace yourself for the case that will bring the CSI team together.
Thanks for coming back.
The CSI season premiere. Then, sometimes to catch a criminal, you have to think like one.
Tell us where Heather Woodland is.
Isn't she the girl that went missing a couple of days ago?
He said, isn't she the girl? If he'd already killed her, he would have said,
wasn't she the girl?
She's alive.
The special series premiere of Criminal Minds after the CSI season premiere tonight.
Would you rather have the Kia Spectra's 6 standard airbags or the Corolla's 2? Would you rather have Spectra's 138 horsepower or Civic's 115? Would you rather have Spectra's 10-year warranty, which is almost twice as long as theirs? And would you rather have all this for under $12,000 after cash back of up to $2,250, including $500 competitive bonus? The Kia Spectra. And for another easy answer, check out the sport-tuned Kia Spectra 5. Get up to $2,250 cash back, including $500 competitive bonus. Visit your Dade, Broward, and Monroe County Kia retailers.
Bear's exclusive Natuzzi event with Bear's lowest price guarantee, with sofas starting at just $597. No interest 1 year, 24-hour delivery. Bear's exclusive Natuzzi event. Natuzzi, it's how you live.
Disney on Ice celebrates Walt Disney's 100 years of magic. Come see your favorite Disney characters and stories live on ice. Experience the magic of Mulan and The Lion King as lets you sing along with your all-time favorite Disney songs.
CBS 4 WFOR TV and WLVE Smooth Jazz invite you to save $4 on tickets for kids 12 and under to select shows.
Disney on Ice celebrates 100 years of magic.
Playing September 21st through October 2nd. Get your tickets today.
Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive versus Lexus RX 330 all-wheel drive. Equinox has earned a 5-star crash safety rating, has more rear seat legroom, and comes well-equipped with available OnStar and XM satellite radio. And Equinox has one more appealing feature. It's over $11,000 less than the Lexus RX 330. Isn't it nice when the more attractive choice is also the more rational? See your Southern Chevy dealers.
That does it for CBS 4 News at 5. Thank you for watching.
CBS 4 News at 5:30 with Joy Purdy and Beatrice Canals starts right now.
Now, live, this is CBS 4 News at 5:30.
Rita road gridlock as more than 1 million Texans hit the highway headed to higher ground.
And this is the reason Hurricane Rita packing quite a punch. Now a Category 4 storm closing in on the coastline. We'll have more on Rita's expected track in just a moment, but first, the latest on a massive exodus out of Galveston and Houston.
Drivers have been stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic for hours. CBS 4's Terry Okita in Galveston to show us more.
It's a beautiful day out here on the Texas coast, but for these residents, if it's not one thing, it's another. With powerful Hurricane Rita bearing down, about 1.5 million residents are heeding the warnings to get out of town, but the roads are total gridlock. With the wrath of Rita's powerful winds threatening, a mass exodus continues on the Texas coast, where the storm is expected to hit early Saturday morning.
Tomorrow will simply be too late, folks.
But the roads are congested and gas is running out, prompting a request to the federal government to send in more.
The last one.
This gas station owner finally just shut the door.
People keep coming, you know. See, we're trying to put these last boards, and it's been about 3 hours.
Officials are warning anyone who chooses to ignore the mandatory evacuation that they will be on their own.
Don't follow the example of New Orleans and Katrina and wait, thinking somebody's going to come get you during the storm.
Galveston has become a virtual ghost town. The last evacuation buses have already left, and city officials believe that about 80% of the residents have evacuated.
Like Katrina, we're moving federal assets to be in position to move in.
President Bush says the government has troops, transportation, and supplies standing by, poised to respond immediately to this latest hurricane. With vivid images of Katrina victims stranded on rooftops still fresh in the minds of many who stuck it out in the past aren't risking it this time. How long have you lived here, George?
50 years.
50?
I gotta go.
All right. He and millions of others heading out to watch Rita from a safe distance. There have been some lessons learned from Katrina. Galveston's hospital and its only retirement community have been evacuated, and about 9,000 people in the Houston and Beaumont areas, including those in nursing homes, the homeless, and those without transportation, are being airlifted to inland Texas cities. Live from Galveston, I'm Terry Okita. Now back to you.
All right, Terry, well, officials have definitely learned a major lesson from Katrina. If you want people to evacuate, let them bring their pets. And that's what's happening in Texas. Our team coverage continues now with Brian Andrews.
Gridlock and gas shortages in Houston, about an hour and a half north of here, and the traffic, even in the middle of rush hour, is at a standstill as thousands are trying to make their way off the coast. Here in Galveston, though, things are a lot better because everybody got out of town. In fact, we'd like to introduce you to one family we met earlier today. A beautiful morning along the Texas coast, but it appears there are very few left along the beaches to enjoy it. Galveston is a ghost town, and for good reason. You see these multi-million-dollar homes along the beach here? Well, what are the chances that these wooden structures, even though they're elevated, can withstand a direct strike from a Category 4 or 5 storm? People simply aren't taking any chances.
It's got a scour. It's gonna look like Mississippi here.
Steve Klopp is securing his beach house not even 100 yards off the water. He's got the family boat hitched to his truck, and he's getting ready to take his family and get out of Galveston. What do you think's going to happen to your house here?
Here, I don't know. I hope we see it again. Who knows? I just want to get everybody out.
This is my wife's kitten adoption room.
Steve's wife, Tanya, is an animal lover.
How many cats are you taking?
I don't ask that question for the sake of the marriage.
We've taken our animals. We're taking all our animals. With the feral cats, we're leaving them down here with food and water. And we're taking the dogs right now. Charlie, you're going with Dad.
Charlie! Reporting from Galveston, Texas, I'm Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.
All right, for the latest on where Hurricane Rita is now and where it might be headed, let's go right over to Weather Control.
CBS 4 storm specialist David Bernard is standing by with the latest advisory and forecast track for us. David.
Well, even though Rita is now a Category 4 storm, there's evidence in the past hour that any weakening has halted. That's evidenced by the satellite picture I'm going to show you here and what hurricane hunters are finding. Look at the last image. Notice how the purples were kind of gone from the west side of the storm earlier today. It is filling out once again. It is perfectly circular. The pressure is falling again, and so this storm is not done by any means. It is still a strong Category 4 storm. And here's the clouds and radar together, and not only can you see the excellent satellite presentation of the hurricane, look at all the rain bands that are already coming into southeast Louisiana, with some of the northern edge of the storm only located about 80 miles off the mouth of the Mississippi River. Here is the latest on Hurricane Rita. This is the new 5 o'clock advisory. Winds 145 miles an hour. This pressure reading is new. It went up to 915. It's now back to 911, an extremely low pressure, and it puts it 405 miles southeast of Galveston, Texas. The latest future track, virtually unchanged, maybe shaded a little bit of a hair to the east, and again, that still puts it somewhere between Galveston and southwest Louisiana late Friday night and early Saturday morning as a Category 4 hurricane. And then after that, there could be big problems developing. This is a reminder of Tropical Storm Allison 4 years ago in southeast Texas. Look at the risk area. A big circle, because this thing may actually stall out and cause just unbelievable amounts of rain. And there again you can see the latest position with 145-mile-per-hour winds. An incredible storm even at this hour. More on the South Florida forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, David. Well, life is starting to get back to normal in Key West in the wake of Hurricane Rita. Kids went back to school today and the airports are back open for business. CBS 4's Dave Malkoff has the latest from Key West tonight.
Well, American Eagle Flight 4933 with service from Miami was the first scheduled post-Rita flight here at the Key West International Airport. It was open for business at noon today, but let me show you why they shut it down. My goodness, a lot of sand over the runway here. They had a lot of work ahead of them trying to push all of that sand and water out of here so they could bring the flights in once again. Over on Duval Street, you can see the boards are coming down, the storm shutters are coming down, and the stores are reopening. But it's not exactly ready for the tourists yet. Officially, tourists can come back tomorrow, but there's no barricades on US 1. Nobody's going to stop you from coming in. That's why a couple from Southern California flew into Miami and drove down here. They just kind of snuck in.
Yeah, we just heard the road was open and we got in the car and came down from Miami.
It looks kind of tore up in some areas on the boats up on the shoreline and trees all down, but other than that it seems fine.
But let me show you exactly why they're not ready yet. This is a historic restaurant that is right on the water. That is pretty much the southernmost restaurant in the United States, and they got a wallop from Hurricane George back in 1998. Now they've rebuilt, but now look at what's happened from Rita. There is all sorts of sand, seaweed, and even dead fish inside that restaurant. They are working feverishly to clean it up because they have count them, two weddings this weekend. So they hope that they will be ready for that. The mayor is looking forward to FEMA money. He hopes to get 88% of the city cleanup paid for by the government, but that deal is not made yet. In Key West, I'm Dave Malkoff, CBS 4 News.
Members of South Florida's medical response team are headed back to the Gulf Coast. This time, the team is traveling to San Antonio, Texas to prepare for Hurricane Rita. The group has just returned from an 18-day deployment in New Orleans. The 35-member team will set up a full field hospital in the area hardest hit by the storm.
As we prepare for this for months in advance, we've got a lot of training, a lot of experience, a lot of people that really know how to deal with injuries that relate to this type of a terrible situation.
65 DMAT teams throughout the U.S. will be deployed to the Gulf Coast region.
CBS 4's Mike Kirsch and Kerry Cotter also in the Gulf Coast along with Brian Andrews. You can look for their live reports on CBS 4 News.
In other news tonight, a 4-year-old boy is dead and police say this may be a case of child abuse. CBS 4's Gary Nelson in Westchester with the latest on the investigation.
Police say this little boy suffered severe head trauma, hemorrhaging inside his skull to the point it caused his brain to shift. A boyfriend, police say, instead of calling 911, called the child's mom home from work. In this house in Westchester, children's toys remain where a little boy was fatally injured and police suspect murder. The child was rushed here to Miami Children's 10 days ago, unresponsive with a severe head injury. Doctors immediately suspected child abuse.
The initial report was that the child had fallen, but then after the doctors did their examination, they said that the injury was too extensive for just a fall.
In this affidavit for a search warrant, Miami-Dade police say 4-year-old Alejandro Ramos's mother had gone to work. Her boyfriend called her back here to the house, saying her son had fallen and was unconscious. The police affidavit says doctors reported the child's injuries, quote, could not have resulted from a fall. The boyfriend, who had lived in this house only a few months, has refused to talk to investigators. The police affidavit quotes Juan Cespedes Jr. as saying, I think I need a lawyer because I was the only adult with the kid at the time of his injury. Doctors at Miami Children's say the boy was brain dead when he got to the hospital. He died over the weekend. And so police have a dead little boy. Doctors who say his injuries could not have occurred as a boyfriend claims. They did serve a search warrant on this house. They are awaiting a full report from the medical examiner. No one has been arrested. In Westchester, Gary Nelson, CBS 4 News.
Just into the news desk now, police have identified a body found buried in a backyard. CBS 4's Rob Hanrahan live at the breaking news desk with the latest developments. Rob.
That's right, Beatrice. Fort Lauderdale police detectives have a real murder mystery on their hands at this point. Friday, 60-year-old Richard Shoemaker was reported missing by family members. Well, Sunday night, police detectives went to his home and they found a body buried in the backyard of the property at 5711 Northeast 19th Avenue. Well, just a few moments ago, the medical examiner has positively identified that body as belonging to Richard Shoemaker, the missing 60-year-old, and said he died from blunt trauma. So they definitely suspect foul play in this, and they are looking for a murder suspect at this point. Right now, they are in search of his Mercedes four-door C230 car registered with a Florida plate number of S7271U. It's a Mercedes-Benz four-door. Police are asking if you have any information, please give them a call. You can call Broward Crime Stoppers. The number is 954-493-TIPS. If anything new comes in on this, we'll of course bring it right to you. Rob Hanrahan, CBS 4 News.
Officers see through the tint, busting one major drug ring they say was operating out of a window tinting company in Broward. CBS 4's Evan Bacon live in Lauderhill tonight with how it all went down for us. Evan.
Well, Beatrice, as you can see behind me, the bay doors are shut on this business right next to the Lauderhill Mall. The business owners on both sides are absolutely shocked. They had no clue an alleged cocaine ring was operating just on the other side of the walls of their businesses.
This Lauderhill tinting shop is supposed to specialize in window shading, but authorities say a shady drug business also operated here. An alleged cocaine distributorship, which Broward deputies first discovered in December of last year.
And over the course of 10 months or so, they started peeling away layer after layer of the operation, and they identified quite a few people involved in the distribution.
Early Wednesday morning, local, state, and federal officers began arresting 8 men, charging them in a trafficking scheme to move more than 2 pounds of cocaine per month. The alleged ringleader is 33-year-old Michael Bryant.
Michael Bryant ran the tint shop. What he would do is he'd get kilos of coke, and then he would basically sell half kilos to his brother. His brother would then break it down further, and eventually it would trickle down to the street level where people would buy you know, half ounces, ounces, an eighth of an ounce, that sort of thing.
Over the last 10 months, undercover detectives infiltrated the so-called narcotics gang, tracking the drugs from the top of the ring right down to the street-level dealers.
This is a great arrest. This is a great case, and this is some really good, solid evidence that we hope is going to see these drug dealers put away for quite some time.
Now, several of the suspects have already bonded out. We went to the Bryant home. No comment from the people inside there. We also talked to another suspect, Gregory Budd. He had a lot to say, but none of it on the record. BSO says there will be more arrests. We're live in Lauderhill. Evan Bacon, CBS 4 News.
A driver plows into pedestrians on a crowded sidewalk right on the Las Vegas Strip with deadly results. Tonight, police say this was no accident.
Live pictures now out of Galveston, where the waves there are now picking up as Rita inches closer to land. This is thousands of evacuees in Texas are on a slow and frustrating ride to get out of Rita's path.
I'm Maggie Rodriguez in the newsroom. Coming up all new tonight at 6 o'clock, while hundreds of thousands of Texans evacuate, some emergency workers are staying behind. Tonight, an exclusive look at where they're planning to ride out the massive storm. CBS 4's Mike Kirsch and Brian Andrews in Galveston with live team coverage. Then who's cleaner, men or women? We'll tell you which sex is more spick and span. Joy, Beatrice, and I all have our opinion, and it's the same one. It's coming up at 6 o'clock.
You got that right, Maggie. Plus, folks, our Ask the Experts phone bank is up and running, taking your questions about stomach ulcers. Give them a call, 305-597-4404 until 6:30. CBS 4 News at 5:30. We'll be right back.
At Tuesday morning, everything is closeout priced. All day, every day. And the bargains are like men. They all look intriguing. But every once in a while, one comes along that is absolutely irresistible. Tuesday morning, where you're sure to find a treasure every time you shop.
I definitely took a risk leaving the Real Yellow Pages. I allocated some of my budget to the other directories because I wanted to see if, in fact, they would work for us as well as the Real Yellow Pages. However, it just didn't work for us. I wasn't happy at all with the results I had with the other directories. I won't be lured by any of those other directories ever again. The Real Yellow Pages works.
Don't miss your chance to advertise. Call 1-800-GET-REAL.
At this point in my life, I only want to do things I'm passionate about. So when Rooms To Go asked me to create my own line of furniture, I was excited because I'm so passionate about my own home. And the more I learned about what Rooms To Go does and how much their customers trust them, I knew this partnership was going to be great. A perfect blend of fashion, design, and real value. You see the whole room. You can change it up or love it just the way it is. How great is that?
Cindy Crawford Home, exclusively at Rooms To Go.
Addressing medical issues, here's CBS 4's Health Watch. Ulcers affect more than 5 million people each year, and 1 in 10 Americans develop at least one ulcer during their lifetime. Clinical studies have shown that regular use of some prescription and over-the-counter pain medications, such as aspirin and ibuprofen, can actually increase your risk of getting stomach ulcers. Other factors that may play a role in development of ulcers are smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee and soft drinks with caffeine, heavy alcohol consumption, and extreme physical stress and injuries.
The most common symptom of ulcers is a burning abdominal pain, often occurring between meals or in the early morning hours. Remember, not all ulcers cause symptoms, so be sure to talk to your doctor to see if you're at risk for this problem.
To learn more, join us for CBS 4's Health Watch on stomach ulcer awareness, today from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Our panel of healthcare professionals will be on hand to answer all of your stomach ulcer questions and concerns. Take care of your health and feel better about yourself.
A 2005 Consumer Guide Best Buy. It's all here in black and white. Cadillac CTS. Breakthrough. Now get a Cadillac CTS with this attractive offer at your Cadillac dealer.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
Chaos on the Las Vegas Strip when a driver plows into a crowd, killing at least one person.
Tonight, police are saying this was no accident. CBS 4's Jennifer Santiago live in satellite control with the update. Jennifer.
Joy, Beatrice, police say the 27-year-old driver ran into people intentionally. One witness saying he knocked people down like bowling pins. All right, afraid we're having problems getting that package up. When we do, we'll of course bring it back to you. But that red sedan that you may have seen in the package. Okay, I'm sorry, let's go back and go ahead and take a look at that package right now.
The red sedan smashed up in the front was his instrument of death. The location, the busy Las Vegas Strip, seen here littered with the belongings of the injured. It was Wednesday afternoon, and police say this man, Stephen Ressa, went on a killing spree, mowing pedestrians down on the strip like they were bowling pins.
I saw 3 bodies, one on the corner, one lady mangled, with her legs mangled.
Our hearts go out to all the people who were injured.
13 were injured, 1 died. Somehow the driver, who reportedly stole his own mother's car from her California home, ended up crashing on the sidewalk. Police say he may have been under the influence of methamphetamine, but were awaiting toxicology results. Shortly after the crash and arrest, paramedics arrived to treat the dying and wounded.
Treatment from the time we arrived and started triage and treatment and finished with transport about 35 minutes.
Well, police believe the suspect has some priors in California. All those injured were tourists. 5 are in critical condition. In satellite control, Jennifer Santiago, CBS 4 News.
All right, thank you, Jen. Well, Hurricane Rita appears to be that much farther away from us, but the Keys just can't get away from it.
There is a heavy,
a
heavy feeder band developing down there, and we're going to show that to you on real-time Doppler in just a second. So far today, there's been some rain in the Keys, 3/4 of an inch, and no rain at CBS 4 in West Miami-Dade, but 0.01 at the airport and Fort Lauderdale Airport. 0.02. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. Lows is steamy, generally around 80 degrees overnight. Let's go to real-time Doppler 4. A look at this heavy feeder band that's developed west and south of Key West, and it's actually moving to the northeast. In fact, we'll go and put this into motion. We'll look at the wider view on our regional radar. And again, going back the last few hours, look at this solid area all the way down to Cuba, and it's advancing this direction. So if all this holds together, it could get quite stormy in the lower Keys. Even in the middle Keys, there's some heavier storms extending up off the southwest coast as well. Now, further into mainland South Florida, there's been showers off and on today. In fact, some heavy storms up around Palm Beach County right now. These storms just kind of sitting right over them. Just a few light scattered showers, though, in our area. Not as of much consequence as those storms down in the Keys. Well, there's the big story in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, a strong Category 4 hurricane. And if anything, according to hurricane hunters in the last hour or two, they indicate the storm has excellent radar presentation. And here in CBS Weather Control, looking at this storm, it is again a perfect circular storm, and even the pressure has gone down a few millibars in the last few minutes. And there you can see all that moisture still extending back down toward the Keys and across the Florida Peninsula, and the rain wrapping up across southeast Louisiana. So right now, thunderstorms over Florida, wind increasing over southeast Louisiana. Temperature-wise, 85 in Atlanta, but rain in Tallahassee, where it's a cooler 79 degrees. In the northeast today, it was sunny and warm. A super day up there. Philadelphia checking into 85 right now. Washington, D.C. has 86. Here's the forecast for tonight, and we'll call it warm and humid. Showers and spots, a low of 79 degrees. For tomorrow, high temperature 88, lots of clouds, some passing showers. Allergy report today, same as yesterday, low on the mold and pollen. Worst offenders are grass and weeds. And here's the weekend forecast, 89 Saturday and Sunday. A few showers with some sun Saturday, sun and clouds, and some passing ocean showers. Won't rain for long if it does on Sunday.
All right, David, thank you. We continue to follow the very latest on Hurricane Rita as you look at these live pictures out of Galveston, Texas, and that surf already picking up and rolling inward. We will bring you the very latest, so folks, keep it right here.
And we want to remind you, you can ask the experts. The phone banks are open now, taking your questions on ulcer awareness today. Call 305-597-4404 until 6:30 tonight. CBS 4 News will be right back.
iPod porn? See how the gadget that changed how you listen to music is being used in a new X-rated way. And what's even more shocking, it's free to anyone, including your kids. Sex Spies, tonight at 11 on CBS 4 News.
Get the bottom line during Nissan's model year-end clearance. The bottom line on Nissan Xterra, Murano, Armada. Plus a $299 a month lease for 42 months on the 7-passenger Nissan Pathfinder. See your Nissan dealer now. Clearance time happens once a year, and that's the bottom line.
Have you heard? Medicare is changing in 2006. New prescription drug benefits and greater access to health care for rural Americans are just two of the changes. If you have questions in the coming weeks, we can help you find the answers. The Humana Mobile Medicare Information Center is coming to Miami. You can talk face-to-face with a Humana Medicare advisor and learn how to make the most out of your health care options. Have your Medicare questions answered by Humana's knowledgeable team. Look for the Humana Mobile Centers nearest you at the following locations. Let's talk.
I chose this particular paint for 2 reasons. It matched my face and my budget.
The Home Depot has the know-how and everything else you need to fill your home with color this weekend, including brushes, primers, and great prices on paint. Now through Monday, get $5 off by mail-in rebate on 1-gallon cans at the #1 rated Behr Paints and Stains. And save even more with $20 off 5-gallon buckets.
At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
Ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford. If you wanna take a ride, wanna come aboard, you gotta ride it like a Ford.
You know you want to ride it, and now you can. Lease an 06 Ford Focus for just $189 a month. Plus, Focus gets 26 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the highway. How solid is that? Get to your South Florida Ford dealer for $189 a month on Focus and ride it like a Ford.
You gotta ride it, ride it.
CBS4 Weather is sponsored by the South Florida Water Management District, protectors of the Everglades.
CBS4 and Ocean Drive Magazine are joining the Hurricane Katrina relief effort, hosting Miami Rocks for Relief. It's a star-studded benefit right on South Beach.
That's right, and you can join Gloria Estefan, Queen Latifah, and New Orleans' own Emeril Lagasse for a night of live music and New Orleans cuisine all under the stars. It happens next Friday, September 30th at the Lowe's Miami Beach Hotel. For general admission tickets, you can log on to Ticketmaster.com, or if you want to get your own VIP, just call this information hotline at 305-639-4552.
Goes to a good cause. The news at 6 is next.
Rob Hanrahan is here with a look at the stories we're working on. Rob.
Well, ladies, coming up in just a few minutes, Hurricane Rita is now a Category 4 storm moving closer to the Gulf Coast. Brian Norcross has the new coordinates and future track. A sea of cars stretching for miles during a mass exodus from coastal Texas. Tonight, residents are running out of gas and patience. Plus, emergency workers are staying put in Texas as Rita storms the shore. We're getting an exclusive inside look at where they're going to ride out the hurricane. CBS 4's Brian Andrews and Mike Kirsch are live in Galveston for complete coverage. And then the happy ending to the frantic search for 2 missing South Florida siblings. We'll tell you where they were. And men or women, who's cleaner? Scientists go undercover to find out. I just washed my hands. We'll have the answer to that. Details on those stories and more coming up.
Can inspiration change your mood? Can personal luxury, bold styling, and heavy power cost less than you expect and still turn heads? Easily. Introducing the 2005 Motor Trend Car of the Year, the Chrysler 300, starting at $24,200. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
Breaking news. Sports. Stocks. Get fast solutions every time on Herald.com.
If you love leather, then you won't want to miss Fair's exclusive Natuzzi event. Natuzzi, uncompromising quality and unmatched style. Now, buy the best leather and the newest microfibers on the most perfectly stylish selection of Natuzzi sofas. The best part? Fair's incredible lowest price guarantee, with sofas starting at just $597. Pay no interest 1 year, 24-hour delivery. Fair's exclusive Natuzzi event. Natuzzi, it's how you live.
Control the mastermind, reach right past your mind, mechanically built, speed design, the charging factor, you want to reach it, unleash it.
The word is starting to spread.
Why, I'm the last one to find out. I'll never know.
Discover the new comedy that has critics raving and audiences cheering.
Hey, move! What?
It's a very small stadium.
Gene Shalit says the thing about my folks is marvelous, funny, and true to the heart.
I just think you two are so sweet.
Peter Falk is hilarious.
Gotcha, Pete. Try it. Allergic. How can you still be allergic? It makes my ears itch.
And Paul Reiser is perfect. The thing about my folks. Rated PG-13. In theaters this Friday.
An insider event. Princess Diana's secret lover James Hewitt under hypnosis on the speculation that he may be Prince Harry's father. The new bombshell interview. Then an all-new plus-size beauty pageant. Next Insider. Tonight at 7:30 on 4.
That'll do it for CBS 4 News at 5:30. Thank you for watching.
CBS 4 News at 6 with Rob Hanrahan and Maggie Rodriguez starts right now.
Now, live, this is CBS 4 News at 6.
Mounting fear and frustration in coastal Texas. Thousands waiting in traffic, waiting for gas, and waiting for the inevitable.
Scared there's not going to be a house here when I get back.
Now, team coverage from your weather station as Texas gets ready for Rita.
Here's a live look at I-45 near Dallas, where evacuees who have left Houston, a city of about 5 million, are finally pouring in tonight.
Live pictures now from Galveston, where the surf is already beginning to pound the shoreline. And Texas isn't the only state watching this massive storm. Louisiana residents are also running from Rita.
CBS 4's Mike Kirsch and Brian Andrews are standing by for live reports from Galveston. But we begin in weather control with meteorologist Brian Norcross. Brian.
All right, Maggie, the headlines today are Rita is a Category 4 hurricane. It weakened a little bit, but now it appears to be on another strengthening path. And tropical storm warnings are issued now for New Orleans, let alone the problems in Texas and western Louisiana. Here is the satellite picture, and you can see the spectacularly well-formed eye structure here. It's actually gotten better again from earlier. And also, look up in here, these rain bands now are pushing in the New Orleans area, and water on the right side is being pushed up in there in St. Bernard's Parish and Plaquemines Parish, those areas that were so devastated by Hurricane Katrina. Now, where exactly is the center of this going to go is open to question. The track has shifted a little bit to the right, but there are things happening in the atmosphere, and it just isn't clear. It's impossible to pin down. There are the numbers with the winds up at 145 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 9. Pressure has dropped back down now to 911. It was 915 earlier in the day, so it's at least going to hold Category 4 here for some time, likely come ashore as a strong Category 3 or a Category 4, 405 miles now southeast of Galveston. And look at the track. Here it comes ashore, so overnight tomorrow night in the early morning hours of Saturday, it comes ashore somewhere there on the North Texas coast or the western Louisiana coast. The center does. And now watch what happens as it moves to the north. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in the same general area. Some of the models bring it up and back down. Others bring it up and over here and just hangs in this area. Rainfall estimates in it could be a couple of feet of rain there as it dies out as opposed to moving on. So this is going to go on for a while. There are the numbers again. I wanted to show you the weather pattern, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do because for some reason I have that going again there. I will have for you the weather pattern because it's a very complex thing, as these things always are. Have that for you in a few minutes.
All right, Brian, from you, our team coverage continues in the strike zone.
He was in New Orleans for Katrina. Now Brian Andrews is in Galveston for Rita. Some people are probably thinking you're nuts, Brian.
But this is what we do here at CBS 4, and we are the station to bring it to you. Here's what's happening right now in Galveston. Sweltering heat, and on I-45, sweltering tempers as people are just ticked off. They can't believe they're sitting in traffic for 4 or 5 hours trying to get out of here. In fact, we ran into one person who lives here in Galveston. They said they were going to hit the road. Now they said, forget it. Based on the storm moving ever so slightly, they think they're going to stay. I don't know if that's a good idea, but nonetheless, we can tell you the evacuation here in Galveston has gone very well. Galveston feels like a ghost town. The storm boards say it all. What would Jesus do? Evacuate. This is Rita-diculous. And Houston, we have a Rita.
Charlie!
Many who've evacuated have taken the family pets with them.
I couldn't choose a favorite. Get out of my hair.
These horses need to get out of town too. The owner posted a note on the internet asking for help.
My wife saw this internet plea and she told me to do this instead of messing around the house today.
So you got in the car and you drove down here?
Yeah.
Come here, honey. Come here, honey.
These are the horses that you can rent for a ride along Galveston Beach. And because the storm's coming in, they've got to get them out of this pasture and bring them someplace safe. So what they're doing is they're loading them into a trailer and they're going to truck them up to a little town outside of Austin where they can safely ride out Hurricane Rita.
Good deed for today, yep. And it may last more than a day. I understand it's hard to get out of town.
Hard is an understatement. Traffic is a nightmare in and around Houston as more than 1.5 million people are fleeing the coast. Interstates 45 and 10 are now operating under contraflow. The first time in history that major interstates have been converted into one-way traffic out of the strike zone. People are running out of gas and patience.
I've made pretty good time up to this point, but things come to a grinding halt.
And we're back with live pictures from Galveston, Texas. It would be a great beach day if only a Category 4 storm weren't heading straight for us. We understand that President Bush himself has planned a trip to the Houston area tomorrow to check out how the Lone Star State is doing in terms of storm preparedness. That's the very latest live from Galveston. I'm Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.
Emergency workers are some of the only people staying in Galveston for the storm. Tonight, we're getting a look at where they're going to hunker down during the hurricane. Our live team coverage continues tonight with CBS 4's Mike Kirsch, also live in Galveston.
Well, Rob,
Mike?
Galveston police have no choice but to stay here. They are paid to protect and serve, even if it means this island disappears underwater. And we caught up with one such Galveston police officer for his thoughts as he was patrolling the coastline here at 3 o'clock this morning.
The waves are starting to pick up. It was kind of a calm, flat earlier.
As Hurricane Rita churns ever closer to Galveston, Texas, police officer John Thorne has a humbling message for America.
Just pray for us, and if we call for your help, we'd be more than happy to have it.
A painful plea for help from a man known as Galveston's strongest cop. He bench presses 550 pounds. He's the one SWAT calls in to bust through the door first. But in the eyes of Rita, Thorne is only a man who best leave town, and quickly.
Well, every Galveston police officer is going to be putting their life on the line. Nobody is not going to be here so that they can be safe. This is my wife. Yes, baby. Okay, good. Okay, you safe? Okay. Okay, baby. I love you too. Okay, my wife is safe in Conroe at this time. They're going to go to, she's going to sleep a little bit and continue on to Dallas sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Did she say anything in particular? Just take care and...
said that her and my son miss me and they love me. And what we're going to do is just we're going to hunker down as brothers in blue and ride it out.
Officer John Thorne and the 180-member Galveston police force are determined to stay put during the hurricane and are planning to make their last stand here at the San Luis Resort, which stands just 25 feet above sea level, across the street from where Rita will make landfall.
You can see how high San Luis is built up. This right here is an old war bunker, which is what's going to be sort of like what we call going to be our fortress during the hurricane.
That's your fallback position, basically.
For all the emergency personnel, the fire, police, EMS.
Inside that bunker, which is built into the hotel.
Well, yes, it's built.
Or they built the hotel around it, sort of.
It's what it looks like. I'm not real for sure with the exact history on it, but it goes all the way across the San Luis, and I'm sure I'll remain calm and not be too worried about it. But anybody with common sense or a God-fearing man would have a little bit of concern about the possibilities of destruction and the loss of life. So
where we're driving right now could very well be way underwater tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So cameraman Rudy Marshall and I are planning on being with the police when the hurricane comes in. And here's the big question, and I called Brian Norcross about this. I told him our situation here. We're about 25 feet above sea level here. Do we have a fighting chance? Brian's telling me that if Rita continues on a northeastern pattern, we could be okay. But if it makes an S and swings back south, there could be a lot of water, possibly 25 to 35 feet of storm surge, and these police officers could be in a lot of trouble. We're live in Galveston, Texas. Mike Hirsch, CBS 4 News.
All right, the story from Galveston. New Orleans is preparing for the worst as Rita closes in on the Gulf Coast. Water pressure is already beginning to build against the city's levee system, and officials are saying localized seepage is inevitable. The recovery of bodies has been suspended until the threat from Rita passes. However, federal search and rescue teams will continue the search for survivors as long as possible.
South Florida airports are packed with people fleeing the Gulf Coast. Today, several flights from Houston landed at Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport. Those fleeing Houston spent several hours in long lines before finally being able to fly out, but they all agree it was worth it.
I don't know, I mean, we were lucky and hopefully we're going to be okay here. And
we feel happy and safe now.
Yeah.
They're running out of time. Flights in and out of Houston will be suspended as of noon tomorrow.
And Brian Andrews, Mike Kirsch, and Carrie Codd will remain along the Gulf Coast as Hurricane Rita comes ashore. Look for their live reports right here on CBS 4.
Be sure to stay with us for continuing coverage as Hurricane Rita approaches land. The very latest is up tonight on our sister station, UPN 33, and on CBS 4 News at 11.
Other news now, a South Florida brother and sister missing since yesterday have been found safe and sound. Tonight, it appears to be a big misunderstanding. CBS 4's Leave Davalos live in Miami tonight with the latest. Leave?
Well, it turns out that family friends had the children overnight thinking that mom was working an overnight shift. Well, then after they were found, DCF kept the children for several hours. Now we're just learning they've finally been reunited. Alexandra Prosper cannot understand why she has not been reunited with her two children, 5-year-old Rachel and 6-year-old Gershom, after a frantic, sleepless night wondering where they were.
When you're just walking in, somebody tell you, just your children is missing. What are you going to do? You're going to look like someone who don't know what to think.
Prosper says her boyfriend was late picking her kids up at North Miami Elementary, but was sure they would never leave with strangers. Turns out she was right. The kids walked with a 5th grade friend to his home. Miami-Dade County School Board spokesperson Joe Garcia says that the boy's uncle then called another family friend to pick them up for the night.
They stayed overnight at this home in the city of Miami, and this morning a student who's related to the friend whose house they were at last night came in and told the officials at the school, oh yeah, those two walked home with me yesterday.
Police found the kids safe at the home at 8275 Northeast Miami Court. Miami police say the confusion stemmed from the fact that when Prosper's family lived near the school, she worked the overnight shift, so friends routinely watched her children. They didn't call her because they thought she was at work.
Sounds like a huge misunderstanding by a lot of, good-hearted people that really wanted to help mom out, but just nobody called mom and told her what was going on.
Well, DCF is offering assistance to this mom for any help that she might need for her children. In the meantime, police say that they are not filing any charges against anyone in this case. We are live at the Miami Police Department. Lee Davalos, CBS 4 News.
We are continuing to watch preparations for Hurricane Rita. And in Houston, where you're looking live now, that means a mass exodus out of town. This one road is empty because people started early and they're finally arriving in points north, away from the path of the storm.
Also ahead in this broadcast, he was driving drunk when he ran down and dragged a pedestrian. Tonight, an emotional day in court as the driver is sentenced. We'll be live.
Men or women? Who's cleaner? Some experts went undercover to find out.
I'm Kim Bokamp for the Heat. Try the glove on for size. Gary Payton rejoins Shaq to add some depth to the backcourt. While the Marlins, well, they watch their wild card hopes begin to slip away. I'll have that and more later in sports.
Live pictures from our Ask the Experts phone bank. About 20 million Americans develop at least one stomach ulcer during their lifetime. If you have questions, give our experts a call at 305-597-4404. They will be there until 6:30. CBS 4 News at 6. We'll be right back.
Right now, you'll save thousands with employee pricing. Plus, you'll receive a brand new color TV, but only at Armstrong Toyota of Homestead. Own a new Corolla, Camry, or 4Runner and receive a brand new color TV.
Hi, I'm Jeff Katz. 30 years ago, I founded Dolphin Carpet and Tile.
This weekend, we're running ceramic tile on sale for 59 cents. Hurry, this sale ends Monday at 8 p.m.
As Hurricane Rita bears down on the Gulf Coast, CBS 4 News is there with a team of reporters live in Texas and Louisiana. Plus, storm specialist Brian Norcross and David Bernard track the powerful storm's every move. For continuing coverage of Hurricane Rita, keep watching CBS 4 News.
Attention fishermen, don't miss Florida Sportsman Magazine's Giant Fishing Show. This weekend you'll see a huge tackle sale with fishing boats of all sizes, continuous offshore and inshore seminars, hands-on cast netting, bait rigging, and fly casting lessons. Over 100 booths of fishing tackle, fishing boats, and accessories. Spend the day and talk fishing with Florida Sportsman staff and thousands of fishing enthusiasts. Lots of kids events too. Get a discount coupon in Florida Sportsman Magazine or log on to floridasportsman.com. This weekend at the Tamiami Fairgrounds, 109th and Coral Way, Miami.
Pod porn? See how the gadget that changed how you listen to music is being used in a new X-rated way. And what's even more shocking, it's free to anyone, including your kids. Sex Pods, tonight at 11 on CBS 4 News.
Right now, you'll save thousands with Ford employee pricing. Plus, you'll receive a brand new color TV, but only at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. New 2005 F-150 Explorer Expedition and receive a brand new color TV.
Hi, I'm Jeff Katz. 30 years ago, I founded Dolphin Carpet and Tile. This weekend, we're running genuine hardwood on sale for $2.99 a square foot. Hurry in. This sale ends Monday at 8 p.m.
It is sentencing day for a man who ran down and dragged a pedestrian while driving drunk. It was an emotional day for the victim, who lost his leg in the crash.
CBS 4's Joan Murray is live in Fort Lauderdale with the developments. Joan?
Well, the judge in the case called it the most difficult decision he has ever had to make. Nevertheless, the defendant in this case, Frank Turville, is on his way to the Broward jail and then after that, state prison, but he'll be serving a lot less years than he could have received. Now, the victim in this case, Joey First, was only 16 years old when he was run over. He lost his leg, he lost his independence, he lost his youth. He's had to endure over 100 surgeries, and doctors say he will probably be in pain the rest of his life. His family says it has left them emotionally and financially devastated.
I wish I could take everything away from him and just put it on to me. It's horrible, and when he sits in there at night and cries and, you know, tells me he wants his life to end because he hates it, it tears you up.
Now, the defendant there you see, Frank Turville, has received 3 years in prison. He will be on probation for 4 years. During those proceedings, he read a letter of apology to Joey and his family. He also handed over a $30,000 check for restitution. So he will be out of prison in 3 years, and at that time he will continue to try to earn money to pay off his debt. But this family, as we said, has been financially crippled by this accident. They need to rehabilitate, change their home to make it handicap accessible. They have bills exceeding $1 million. So if you can help in any way, please call our Neighbors for Neighbors hotline. There you see the number on the screen, 305-597-4404. Reporting live in Fort Lauderdale, Joan Murray, CBS 4 News.
Thank you, Joan. A break in the case tonight of school vandalism in Parkland. 2 teenagers are now under arrest. Tuesday morning, officials found bright orange spray paint covering the walls at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School with messages like "Go Jags," Coral Glades High School, along with several obscenities. The teens arrested attend the rival school and have each been charged with 1 count of criminal mischief.
And we continue to follow the latest for you out of Texas concerning Hurricane Rita. These are live pictures here from just outside Dallas of I-45, which has been packed all day long as people continue to evacuate the coastal regions. We'll keep you updated.
Brian Norcross is coming back with us with more on Rita's path and our South Florida forecast. That's next.
And then who's the cleaner sex, men or women? We've got the dirt.
And another reminder, our experts are standing by to take your calls on stomach ulcers. Call them at 305-597-4404 until 6:30. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jeff Katz. 30 years ago, I founded Dolphin Carpet and Tile. This weekend, we're running Pergo-type laminate on sale for 99 cents. Hurry in. This sale ends Monday at 8 p.m.
Now, there are more reasons than ever to shop Rooms to Go, like our new fall styles, the exclusive Cindy Crawford home collection with its exciting designs, sensible Rooms to Go pricing, and honest financing with first payment July 2007. No interest, no accruals, no monthly payments like at other stores. Plus, next day delivery on in-stock merchandise. Great fashion, great prices, July 2007 financing, and delivery tomorrow. Now at Rooms to Go.
After 40 years as father and son. You want a grapefruit juice? Two men.
Okay, somebody just shoot me.
Will finally get to know each other.
Did you guys sleep together before you married? Well, that's too far. I went too far.
I don't want you to resent me, never face.
Hold still. Why would you hit a fish?
Gene Shalit calls The Thing About My Folks marvelous, funny, and true to the heart.
Tell him you'll be back as soon as your old man finds himself. If you want, we can find you too.
The Thing About My Folks. Rated PG-13. In theaters this Friday.
The Subaru Outback, the go-anywhere, do-anything sport utility wagon. It makes other vehicles seem prehistoric, or at least pre-Subaru. Subaru Outback.
Through October 3rd, get $1,000 customer cash savings or 1.9% APR for well-qualified applicants on all 2006 Outback models.
Our best shows in HD TV, tonight on CBS 4. Brought to you by BrandSmart USA.
Right now, you'll save thousands with employee pricing. Plus, you'll receive a brand new color TV, but only at Armstrong Toyota of Homestead. Own a new Corolla, Camry, or 4Runner and receive a brand new color TV.
Closed captioning sponsored by City Furniture, now offering same-day delivery 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Jeff Katz. 30 years ago, I founded Dolphin Carpet and Tile. This weekend, we're running travertine marble on sale for $2.49 a square foot. Hurry in. This sale ends Monday at 8 p.m.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
CBS 4 and Ocean Drive magazine are joining the Hurricane Katrina relief effort, hosting Miami Rocks for Relief, a star-studded benefit on South Beach.
Star-studded, Gloria Estefan, Queen Latifah, and New Orleans' own Emeril Lagasse will be there for a night of live music and New Orleans cuisine under the stars. It happens next Friday, September 30th at the Lowe's Miami Beach Hotel. If you'd like general admission tickets, log on to Ticketmaster.com. If you'd like VIP information, call us at 305-639-4552.
Time for weather right now. Brian Norcross is here. The storm decreased a little bit in intensity, but it's still massive.
Yeah, and it's not significant, and now the pressure's dropped again, so it may actually come back up again. Probably will decrease some before it gets to the coast, but it doesn't make any difference. Yeah. But it really doesn't make any difference because there, difference between 20 and 25 feet of water or something like that. It's an incredibly storm surge prone place.
What about the move to the northeast?
Well, and unfortunately, more and more indications are that New Orleans is going to feel some significant part of this. Not the worst of it for sure, but some significant part, and maybe a lot of rain, maybe a tremendous amount of rain. Okay, here we go outside now. It's just kind of steamy out here, 85. The temperature across town, that's plenty sticky, feels like 97. Stickiness scale is 8.5, extra steamy, still having the extra tropical air drawn up over us by the hurricane, but no rain here today. Real-time Doppler 4 shows you a good cluster of cells out there. It's going to be a real downpour, and it's kind of moving in the direction of Miami-Dade County slowly. But down in the Keys, talk about moving in the direction, watch this. Starting at noon, a few showers moving over the middle Keys, but then this strong feeder band is pushing in the direction of the lower Keys, and it has real downpours with it, and this is going to kind of swing north. Now, it's not clear how far north it's going to swing, and it might even affect the metropolitan area eventually, but more likely swinging north and then on off to the northwest, rotating into the hurricane. All right, now, taking a look at the hurricane, there there it is out there. Just incredible that from 22,300 miles up, we can look right down the eye. Just unbelievable. There's that feeder band wrapping up in. Here's another one up there that's affecting the New Orleans area, but those are the relatively weak ones, of course, because they're fairly far out from the center of the storm. Tomorrow we still have that tropical moisture being drawn over us, cloudy at times, pretty breezy, and just some passing showers. Again, not a whole lot, but we could see one any time of the day. Then on to Saturday, the moisture tail is beginning to pull on away, so the ocean breeze continues, but still some showers around, and then even a little better on Sunday. So not a bad weekend, but with this pretty good persistent easterly wind, we always have a few showers in the forecast. Now here's the weather pattern as it affects the hurricane. Two high pressure areas, one on either side. Now it's kind of broken in here by this little dip in the jet stream, and that's what's nudged the hurricane to the north. The little dip stronger than was forecast, and that's why the hurricane has come a little further north. Tomorrow morning, the high shoves over. That may nudge the hurricane back west, and that's why Houston, Galveston still has concern there. It may not just arc up in one arc. It may S over and then go up, and then when it gets up there, then it's not, this high is going to move out of the way. There's not going to be anything to push it. It's just going to sit up in this area somewhere for some time and produce a tremendous amount of rain. Okay, our forecast then tonight. Warm and humid showers in just a few spots, and some of them could be pretty heavy. 79 for a low. Lots of sun tomorrow with just some passing showers, and 88. I said lots of sun. I meant lots of clouds tomorrow because we still have that east wind and pulling in the tropical moisture, and the weekend looks progressively better.
All right, thank you, Brian. So we asked tonight, who is the cleaner sex? Some scientists say that they have figured it out. Spending at least 20 seconds, as you know, washing your hands under running water is one of the easiest steps to staying healthy. Well, that bathroom behavior was studied by the American Society of Microbiology, who found that females, that's right, guys, tend to keep themselves cleaner. Out of more than 6,000 people observed in public restrooms, the study found that 90% of women wash their hands after using the facilities. Only 75% of guys decided to wash their hands. I washed mine. I said that before the broadcast.
Coming up in sports, things are not getting any better for the Marlins. Now on the brink of saying goodbye to the wild card.
That is the Heat add another all-star to the mix. Kim Bokamper has details.
Live pictures once again. This is near Dallas on I-45. Coming up on the CBS Evening News, more on the mass exodus out of coastal areas in Texas and Louisiana. Team coverage ahead at 6:30. We'll be right back.
$99 a month! Make the smart move and buy a new 05 Suzuki Forenza with more room than Ford Focus from just $99 a month. Only at Bill Seidel Suzuki, Northwest 36th Street and 27th Avenue, just 10 blocks east of the airport.
Hi, I'm Jeff Katz. 30 years ago, I founded Dolphin Carpet and Tile. This weekend, we're running genuine Stainmaster carpet on sale for $1.99 a square foot. Hurry in. This sale ends Monday at 8 p.m.
Next ET, Denise Richards breaks her silence about sex, love, and secrets. Plus, Sybil Shepherd relives Martha's prison life. And CSI's incriminating makeout session. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on 4.
I chose this particular paint for 2 reasons. It matched my face and my budget.
The Home Depot has the know-how and everything else you need to fill your home with color this weekend, including brushes, primers, and great prices on paint. Now through Monday, get $5 off by mail-in rebate on 1-gallon cans at the #1 rated Behr Paints and Stains. And save even more with $20 off 5-gallon buckets.
At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
Ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford, ride it like a Ford. You wanna take a ride, wanna come aboard? You gotta ride it like a Ford.
You know you want to ride it, and now you can. Lease an 06 Ford Focus for just $189 a month. Plus, Focus gets 26 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the highway. How solid is that? Get to your South Florida Ford dealer for $189 a month on Focus and ride it like a Ford.
You gotta ride it, ride it.
The new Survivor is more intense than the castaways ever imagined.
He's struggling to get breath. How much more relaxing does this dude need?
Tonight, they're getting physical.
4 days and no water really taking its toll.
They're getting desperate.
A couple of scoops of corn a day is pretty slim.
You're hurting and everything, but you just gotta man up.
Does anyone want to eat a grasshopper?
And they're getting down and dirty.
Brian and a little shove-off. Harry makes a move for John.
Don't miss a new episode of Survivor Guatemala, CBS tonight.
in the path of Rita. How will an already crippled oil and gas industry cope with another hit? The story tonight on the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer. Experience you can trust right after CBS 4 News, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jeff Katz. 30 years ago, I founded Dolphin Carpet and Tile. This weekend, we're running ceramic tile on sale for 59 cents. Hurry, this sale ends Monday at 8 p.m.
Say hello to Dolphin Carpet and Tile. $89 a month. Buy a brand new 05 Mitsubishi Lancer from just $99 a month. Only at Bill Seidel Mitsubishi in Miami, Northwest 36th Street and 29th Avenue. And Davey Mitsubishi, 5395 South University Drive.
Kim Vocapper is with us with another reason to look forward to the new Heat season.
They just keep getting better and better and better, and this is another edition. The Heat put the glove on yet another point guard, adding veteran Gary Payton to the mix. Payton, a 9-time All-Star and 8-time NBA All-Defensive First-Teamer, will add valuable depth to the Heat backcourt. The 37-year-old point guard averaged 11 points and 6 assists last season for the Boston Celtics. He rejoined Shaquille O'Neal. If you remember, the two played together with the Lakers back in 2003. Well, the Marlins appear to be toast after dropping one to the Mets last night. Their wild card hopes are fading away. Meanwhile, the Astros can taste a playoff berth. On the road in Pittsburgh, Lance Berkman delivers his second RBI of the day. That's going to drive in the run. Houston wins 2-1. They lead the Fish by 4.5 games. Close behind the Astros are the Phillies. Ninth inning against the Braves. Shane Victorino takes Tim Hudson deep. That is a 3-run shot. The Phillies win 4-0. They trail Houston by a mere 2 games. Well, the 1-1 Dolphins face their biggest test of the season Sunday when the Carolina Panthers come to town. Nick Saban trying to keep his gang loose this morning. Running back Ronnie Brown doesn't look too concerned with his slow start. Now he could use some help from his big tackles. Those guys are still shuffling in and out of the lineup. And as for now, Nick is not ready to tip his hand as to just who will start and where.
We're not going to decide, and when we do decide, we won't be telling you. So you can keep asking. I'll call up John Fox. When I call up John Fox and tell him what we're going to do, then I'll let you guys know. Is that all right? Is that fair?
Yeah, it's fair with me if it's fair with him. Right?
So cheerful.
You gotta love him, huh? He doesn't care.
No, not at all.
That's our news for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 11 for CBS 4 News tonight. It's time now for the CBS Evening News with John Roberts tonight in Texas. Good night.